Get you.
Most of the time, it seems as though men want to be the dom. But there are those rare cases where men want to be the sub and have a woman whipping them and spanking them and beating them and whatever. Because also sometimes people use it as a form of therapy.
Is it?
Yeah, like it
How is that therapeutic though?
like, you know how if you're like an angry person and they give you a punching bag and they say punch this bag and then you release sometimes.
We're going to be talking about relationships, different
Different types of relationships.
How many types of relationships are there, Kaniti?
There are multiple types of relationships.
Pray tell.
Like the most common ones are your monogamous and your polygamous relationships, obviously. If people decide, like nowadays we're living in in the times of people who can decide they want to be a throuple. Like right now, I don't think there's a reason for cheating anymore.
All right.
Because you can literally go out there and find people who are willing to have a situation with you.
A situation.
Yeah, like that you guys all have a conversation and you guys all say, this is the plan and this is what we're going to do and we're all doing it together. I have a friend who was part of a throuple. It was 2 guys and 1 girl. And well, it was a situation where like threesome vibes and sometimes it would be girl on girl, sometimes guy on girl.
How I admire that person.
It looked like fun. Like I'm in a monogamous relationship, you know, like that's it. Like that is the plan. Maybe 10 years from now things might change, who knows. But it's right now it's monogamous. But it's also fun to watch other people experience and experiment.
Okay.
You know, I always used to say that if I ever married a man, I wouldn't mind polygamy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think I have the patience that it takes to be with a man. I don't think I have that patience. Like, I'm talking about myself.
So you want the other one to help you carry the load?
Yeah, so like, girl, please take your man.
But, I'm very intrigued as to what you say now, because of while we know that it exists,
Sure.
and we acknowledge that a lot of people are doing it more often than not now, and they actually even coming out of the closet and opening up to say that, okay, fine, this is the type of relationship that we have.
Sure.
We still have to admit that not a lot of people are comfortable to conform into that.
I don't think so. I think everybody's just hiding their true selves, okay? Like, it's the 21st century, just be yourself, okay? We know. Like, you can't tell me that you're not comfortable with being in a polyamorous or a polygamous relationship when you're out here cheating.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
No,
saying?
for the guy, I think for the guy it won't be a problem. I think the madam now is a problem.
Yeah, but like also, but then why are you uncomfortable as a woman with that when you're the type of woman that says things like a man is a man and he's gonna cheat? Then why is that a problem?
Hallelujah.
Why is polygamy a problem for you then in that instance? I think you're just being selfish. Like you just want to be known as the it girl of this relationship. You want everybody to think your relationship is so perfect and it's so amazing. But when we go outside, we watch your nigga doing nasty shit out there.
Nigga.
You know, so
Nigga.
stop it, girl. Like, just be free. Allow your man to be him. And also, like, you don't have to necessarily tell everybody about what's going on in your relationship. But, I mean, be yourself. Be free. It's okay. I think we are finally at that point in the world, in our lives, where we can just be ourselves. You know, there are some men out there who are bisexual, so they'll choose to have a guy and a girl in a relationship, and all of them are relationshiping together, and it's a happy family. Some people are swingers.
Yeah.
You know, and that works for their.
I know a friend of mine that actually experienced. Was it? No, it was not swinging, but I believe it's a type of swinging because of he once attended a sex party.
Okay.
In Joburg, right? Whereby it was only per invitation, and then you had to register actually on the site of the specific.
No, but that's not swinging. That's an orgy. Because swinging is a couple's situation where you and I are husband and wife, and we consciously choose another husband and wife, and we exchange partners.
Oh, that's swinging.
That's swinging.
Okay.
Yes,
Damn it.
and apparently, in the world of swingers, if you want to know, like if you're in a hotel and you want to know if in that room that couple is a couple of swingers, they'll hang like a thingy, a pineapple, but an upside down one. So then you know that, okay, that couple is down to swing.
Where do they hang the pineapple?
On the door, the hotel room
the hotel door.
Yeah, so when you're walking in the lobby
and you see the pineapple?
see the upside down pineapple, just know that.
Okay, but which hotel is that? That I don't know.
It's not
Please tell me, guys,
hotel.
Give me the hotel's name.
No, I've recently learned this from the internet. Like, I was like, oh, because there's this girl who was also correcting her mom. Her mom and her were walking in the lobby of a hotel. They were on vacation. And her mom saw the upside down pineapple on the door. So the mom wanted to put it back up via, moms and fixing shit.
Yeah.
So she wanted to put it back up. So she was like, no, mom, it's supposed to be like that. They left it like that for a reason. And her mom was like, no, nobody would want their pineapple to be upside down on their door. Like, what are you saying? And she whispered to her mom what it actually was. And her mom was like, oh, so when they approached, oh my God, is that what's going on?
That's interesting.
Then one of my favorite forms of relationships as well. Before I met my partner, though, I like the concept of a dom and a sub. Like a dominant and a submissive.
Yes, okay.
And it goes either way. You can be my submissive, I can be a submissive. And
okay, guys, we're discussing some freaky shit.
And in that situation, what happens is if I'm your dom and you're my sub, what I say goes.
Yeah.
If we're sitting around your niggas and you're having a conversation and I say, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up, you have to do it. If you don't, I have to punish you. In the bedroom. In the bedroom.
Oh, in the bedroom.
Yes.
So it's like the punishment comes after.
Yeah, I can't punish you in front of people. I can't punish you in front of people, but I can punish you in the bedroom.
And then slap my ass.
I know a girl who dated this guy.
Damn
right?
it.
And this guy was like a giant, right? So this guy and this girl, like, they had a dom and sub relationship.
Type of relationship. Okay, sorry, before you continue, I just want to understand this part. So we get into a relationship, you and I, and then we agree that, okay, this type of relationship is dom and sub.
Yes.
So from this point going forward, up until it ends, or forever and ever,
yes, or
like that.
Unless something changes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we choose, okay, you're going to be the dom, I'm going to be the sub.
Yes.
And then do we switch at some point, or
that depends on you guys. That depends on you guys.
Flexibility is applied there.
Yes.
Okay.
It depends on what floats your boat.
Okay.
So this guy, then, I remember, he was a man whore, but Miguel didn't give a fuck about that because she knew, like, her place in that entire situation. So the one time they went out to this club, and Mugai was surrounded by girls because he was like, hey, put Madlisa vibes.
Okay, all right.
Spending his racks on these hoes.
Yeah.
But she didn't care. Like, she was there with her friends having the time of her life. Like, okay, let me give you your space to do your thing.
Yeah.
And then, so Mugai starts getting annoyed because Miguel is not paying attention to him.
Okay.
Right? So Mugai plays with the bouncer at the door. And she's like, spank me to the bouncer. He's holding a whip. So the bouncer's like, can you just move and stop?
Is it the guy now that's doing that?
No,
the girl.
The girl goes to the bouncer.
Yeah.
Now Dom is watching Sab say to the bouncer, spank me, but jokingly.
Yeah.
And then the bouncer's just like, can you just move?
Yeah.
And then she moves, and then Mugai, Dom, grabs the whip from the bouncer, stands on top of a table, gets on top of a table, and says, I'm going to fucking spank you. And then Sab is just like, whatever. And then she bends over. Did that man not whip that girl? She was like blue and green. But strangely,
and she gets fulfillment from that.
She was turned on by it.
Fuck
she
shit.
was like, where are we going to go? Are we going to do it on the car? Are we going home?
Okay.
I used to spend a lot of time with them. That's why I know like a lot about their relationship.
Yeah.
Where Mugai was respected by like the niggas that worked for him, right? So he used to spend a lot of time with them because he didn't really have friends. Those were his friends, like the people that worked for him, like his ice boys, if I can put it like that.
Yeah.
So ice boys bring their they're chicks.
Yeah.
He brings sub. Everybody's hanging out, whatever, cracking jokes, making fun of each other. Mogai walks out, sub starts making fun of Dom.
Yeah.
I get it, we're all joking.
Yeah.
So, jokes. Okay, sharp. So Dom is like, okay, you don't know how to shut your mouth. Then they go inside. No, then Sub goes into the loo. Now it's at Dom's house. And at Dom's house, she's not allowed to use any other loo besides the loo in his room. Because he's the Dom.
Okay.
It's his rules.
Yeah.
Right. And if you break them, you get punished. So Sub goes to the loo. When she comes back from the loo, as she opens the door, there's Dom standing there with a scarf. Dom ties the scarf around Sub's neck, bends her over and spanks her really hard. So when Sub comes out, she's quiet. So everybody's just like, oh, girl, why are you so quiet now? You've been talking so much. And Dom is just sitting there like, yeah, you're going to learn today. Like, you talk too much.
You're going to learn today.
Yeah, I think it's a very exciting situation as long as it's not extremely dangerous.
It's actually interesting. And to be honest, I can't lie and say that I've never heard of that, right? We all watch porn, I believe. And sometimes you get those, but I never really understood, okay, what the fuck is going on now here? Like, understand? I never understood the concept.
Sure.
But now as you lay it out, and I'm like, okay, so this is a thing. And then this is actually how it comes about arranging the thing.
Sure.
I don't know, would I want to be in that type of situation though, but I get you.
Most of the time it seems as though men want to be the Dom. But there are those rare cases where men want to be the sub and have a woman whipping them and spanking them and beating them and whatever. Because also sometimes people use it as a form of therapy.
Is it?
Yeah, like it
How is that therapeutic though?
Like, you know how if you're like an angry person and they give you a punching bag and they say, punch this bag, and then you release. Sometimes with certain people being a sub, that pain is a form of releasing whatever you're dealing with or whatever you're going through.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it works like that.
Whatever rocks your boat.
Dude, let people do themselves.
Whatever rocks your boat. Who am I to judge? I don't know. I don't know what chemicals go through your brain.
If you had to choose like a type of relationship that you'd want, right? Not taking away from what you have right now, but what would you, like fantasy vibes?
Fantasy vibe. I would marry 3 women.
Why?
They'd all live in one house.
Yeah, but why?
One girl not enough for me.
Wow.
Just joking though.
Okay,
I'm just joking. Wifey, baby, I'm lying. She's putting me in a corner. But to be real though, I wouldn't mind being in a relationship where I have a couple of women that I'm married to.
Yeah.
Then I know that I can, if I in that position to take care of them all, and then I know that I'm gonna give them their undivided
like a
attention.
polygamous vibe.
Yeah, a polygamous vibe. I always get intrigued by that, and I kind of like the idea. The other types of like the sub, the swinging. No. I know that's selfish from me. I know that's
Do you
selfish
not
from me.
wait? Let me ask you. Do you?
I wouldn't want my
swing?
woman. I wouldn't want my woman to.
That's what I was about to ask.
That's why I said I know it's selfish from me.
Yeah.
And I'm well away. But I don't care about this selfishness. That's only selfishness.
Sure, you're allowed. You're allowed to have your feelings. You know, we're human at the end of the day. For me, if I didn't have the relationship that I have now, which I'm extremely happy in, by the way, like you guys have heard multiple times,
Yeah.
I think I'd like a polygamous situation. If strangely, I've never been. The times that I've dated men, I don't have a problem with sharing them. But the times that I've dated women,
You want the woman to yourself.
don't play that game, please. Give me my baby.
Why is it different though?
I don't know.
What
I
makes
think-
it to change?
I think it's also because, like I mentioned before, that I don't think I have enough patience for men, right? But like I've also mentioned before that relationships for me with a woman is completely different from a relationship with a man. It's more sensual, it's more emotional because it's 2 women and we're considered hormonal and emotional. So we're doing it together. And being with another woman is like having a bestie with me like all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Being with a nigga is like, Jesus. Eddie man.
Dahanons.
Ah, this guy.
But with the benefit of a real carrot.
It's not that beneficial. Men need to stop thinking their sex is better than sex
it
with
is
women.
That's why I think you would find a lesbian pregnant at some stage.
That's not always why. It's not necessarily.
Definitely it's not by surrogacy.
Surrogacy is when somebody else carries the baby for you. Sometimes there is a situation called in vitro fertilization. Mm-hmm. And now they've even made in vitro fertilization easier and cheaper because that thing can cost about like 62,000. But now they've made it cheaper where I can literally walk into a Clicks, ask you they have a syringe type of thing, ask you to put your sperm in there and then just inject it into my woman and she can fall pregnant like that.
Okay.
And then there are also situations where lesbians had to hide that they were lesbians from their family members. So they had to pretend to be girls, like they had to pretend to be straight, not to be girls, to be straight, and end up sleeping with a nigga and then the next thing fall pregnant.
No, but I'm talking about.
Wait, I'm giving you the multiple situations.
By all means.
Sometimes it's out of me wanting that, like you're my friend, Bestro. Let's just do this. I want to have a baby, and it's that once off. Sometimes it's from rape.
Okay, the part of rape.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily.
But for the fact that Musa says Bestro, let's do that, and Musa is a lesbian.
But those are like
means or Musa wants to experience.
No, those are like minimal. I don't have to. I can buy one. They have one in your size and bigger and bigger and bigger at Adult World.
Skin, lala.
My nigga, do you know that we're living in the 21st century?
Skin.
I think we should. You know what?
There's a difference between.
Let's shoot a podcast at Adult World. Let me show you something.
Let
me show you what they have.
By all means, Koshan.
Do you know that even men can buy toys that feel like a natural woman?
No. I know. Even you get the sex dolls also.
Yeah,
right? I'm not oblivious to such things,
sure.
right? But what I'm saying is that skin, see different.
If you say so, I don't think so. I've experienced
different.
Both. How about we talk to me? I've experienced both.
No, but
you've experienced what?
The skin, the moist, and the what you calls.
Hey, so you've never experienced the other one again?
No, but you never experienced the one that I experienced the way I experience it.
You don't know that, nigga. You don't know what I do when I close the door.
Do you have a big D?
You don't know what I do when I close the door.
But you don't have a dick, though.
You don't know that. So I could be a hermaphrodite sitting right here next to you, and you don't know that. When?
It was shown somewhere somehow.
No.
When you're sitting with something tight and then I see something.
Oh my God.
I'm like, Musa, what's
You're
that?
such a clown today.
I'm like, what's that?
You're getting on my last nerve.
But why am I though? I'm just saying it though.
No, it's because I know you're better than that. So you're testing me, like you're poking me.
I'm not.
No, I know what you're doing. And
I'm not.
But anyway, that's besides the point.
All seriousness. Okay, they feel that I'm supposed to smoke today in this Trenders podcast.
Yeah. Wow.
No, we talk.
Dad, today, as you can see, I don't have any cigarettes in my hand. Please.
Today we're talking sexualities. We're talking about different type of relationships. So we're breaking all boundaries. Sure. So I need to live up to that.
Okay,
let's go.
Do your thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, Musa, I heard what you explained about the whole, actually certain types of those relationships. And then and I heard that you saying that you would actually enjoy being, or you would love to be in a...
Not I would love to. If I wasn't in my relationship, then I would probably choose.
What if then Dineo doesn't mind that? Would you still go for it?
No.
No, you're afraid to. Just say.
I don't want to share my girlfriend yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet. The reason I'm saying yet is because I don't know what's going to happen 2 weeks from now or like 5 years from now. But right now,
but do you need freaky though? So what if she's...
How do you know my girlfriend is freaky?
I've chilled with her.
You guys' conversations are really weird. The things you guys say to each other, I'm worried. But anyway, I'm not... If she wants that type of situation, we're going to have to sit down and have a very lengthy conversation about it. Like, why? What is your reason? Like, what is the purpose? Because polygamy, when it started out, as far as I know, I'm not saying I'm 100% correct, was back in the day when you marry me and I'm unable to bear children, so you marry my sister to bear the children for us. That's how I know it as. But unfortunately, change is constant and things evolve, and now we're living in a situation where you can marry anybody else that you want to.
But how far back are you dating it?
I'm not sure.
Because of, as I remember, like even when you see when people like come up with this like ubushaka, ilem, what,
yeah.
you get to experience that it was quite common for a man to have a couple of wives.
Sure.
You know, it was, you get to see how common it was. Like it was something normal.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I'm asking. And I don't think, because of, you would see every time the guy would be having a child or children with every one of them.
Yes.
Except of those special cases whereby the woman can't bear.
Yeah.
So immediately it gets rid of the narrative that...
And when the man is the one who can't bear children, his brother does it for him.
You know, I know about that part, by the way.
But it's a very big secret. You can't tell anyone. But when the woman can't, you must marry another woman and bring them because that woman must bear children for this one.
But now, what do you think of it? Like, weren't there some dangers of practicing that because of... Okay, fine. I can't impregnate you. Now my brother has to step in. He's must know that, okay, this is my child in actual fact.
No. Back in the day, feelings were not involved in situations. You were being told what to do, and that's what you do, and you know that's what you must do. If you involve feelings, then please, you must be banned, because what are you doing? You know that this is my place. As the brother, I'm the placeholder for my brother, because he can't, so let me do this. And I'm doing it and I'm leaving. Like, I'm not doing it and cuddling and spending time with and having conversations. None of that.
But let's be realistic, Musa. Even though you're not cuddling, you're having a date, right? And it's a sexual date.
Sure.
And it's in somewhat way intimate. More especially, you're having it with someone that you have a relationship with, because of it's your sister-in-law, it's your brother-in-law. So you have a certain type of relationship together, right? And then worse, you see that person each and every day, if not each and every hour. You understand what I'm saying? So even though we're not cuddling, don't you think what most team, because maybe I don't know, my brother does it better?
No, you have to. Back then, you were not allowed to have feelings. That's what I'm saying. If you have those feelings, you must figure out a way to get rid of them. Otherwise, then you must leave.
I understand that. And in theory,
somebody must be taken away.
I understand that. In theory, that's what was preached.
No, that's what was practiced.
Yeah, in theory, but in reality.
No, listen. Right now, in our times, those types of situations can be spoken about. In those times, you must remember, things were not spoken about. You are told that by your elders that this is what you're going to do, and that's that on that. And once you develop feelings, even your own mother will tell you, then I think you need to leave and go live somewhere else for a little bit. Just go away until you feel better, or actually just don't come back. Because manje, you're trying to cause problems.
But was it fair though?
It's not fair. That's why now we live in a time where you can open up and express yourself. So
are we admitting that these things that we're doing now, whereby we have the dominant people and the submissive people, we're having these polygamous relationships and marriages, we have these swingers, we have these people that goes to orgies, like couples, married couples even go to attend these orgies and whatnot, whereby someone can just walk in and then have sex with the wife and whatnot.
Sure.
Or vice versa. Are we admitting that they have been in existence? It's just that people were not willing to speak out about them. So it's not something new under the sun.
I don't know about orgies. I don't know. I think I'd have to research about like things like orgies and swinging and stuff like that.
Because according to me, actually, the way I see it, let me just put it properly. The way I see it, especially when coming to orgies, and because they're more popular on the white community. Am I wrong?
They were,
but they're still more dominant there.
Sure, okay, sure.
We have to admit on that.
Okay, sure.
We as black people, we still a bit shy. Though we're catching up, We still we have like a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
The same as like we spoke about the last
Because
time.
a lot of things in the black community were always deemed disrespectful to the culture or to like.
So now
the
only
family.
we getting out the balls to actually express ourselves. To
Yeah.
actually be like, okay, fine. I'm no longer ashamed of this type of mentality, this type of desire that I have,
Sure.
the way I see life. So now we're catching up, but we just started catching up, and now the white community is already there. So that's why you see they are more dominant into doing that. They are more likely to do that.
I think
to
also
have to have like an open marriage. I think
Sure.
you and I once spoke about open marriages. You find it a lot in white communities whereby you'll hear someone say, no, but me and the guy, we have an open marriage. I'm well aware that he has XS and I'm well aware she has XX. We agreed on that. That as long as you tell me, or you adding someone else. Do you know I was watching, sorry to say this, ne? You know Chandler from Friends,
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry recently passed away. So me being emotional, me being a big Friends fan, just did a rerun of Friends. I ran to this episode. I was like, I forgot about this episode where Matthew Perry himself meets Chandler, in Friends, meets this other lady, beautiful lady, at Joey's set, and then she's an agent or something. She wants to sign Joey. Matthew approaches this lady. She's too gorgeous. They have a date, and then he finds out that the lady is actually married.
Okay.
And then the lady's like, no, but if he doesn't mind John, I don't think he will mind. It's like, okay, there's a John. It's like, yeah. Basically, it was like we have an open relationship.
I think things like open relationships require an intense form of emotional intelligence.
It does.
You need to be really open-minded to allow yourself to be in situations like that. You need to put your feelings aside and go on with logic. Like you must be logical about the entire situation. Like you can't be emotional at all in situations like that, because then you will fail with your open relationship. It will fail because you can't constantly be jealous of your partner being with somebody else when you agreed to having an open relationship. That's a little bit wild.
Do you think it will come easy though? I think we should have sat with someone with
I think
it would have been proper if maybe you invited your friend,
maybe
like to give their opinion as to how they maneuver the whole thing.
I will as soon as she's available.
Right.
I will.
But it would be nice to hear from people that are actually practicing the whole thing.
I think it can't be easy the first time around, right? The first time around, it can definitely not be easy, especially if you started off as a monogamous situation, right? And then one day, hubby or wifey comes home and says, hey, I'm bored. How about we try this to spice up our lives? You know, but also, like, I just feel like people need to go into certain things with contracts. Like, if we're married and we say open relationship, we need to sign a contract that clearly stipulates that you are not allowed to fall in love with anybody. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed, like, these are the rules and regulations. I feel like...
Is it feasible, though?
I don't know. But we can try it.
Look, Musa, it goes the same as we were speaking about the olden days as to your brother... impregnating your woman as per agreement. Though the dictation might be you're not allowed to fall in love, you can never ever control your feelings.
Yeah, of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
That is
and
true.
Feelings doesn't listen to reason, doesn't listen to intimidation.
But you can walk away the minute you start feeling a situation.
Depends on how strong you are.
No. Yeah. But now you see, you need to know yourself. If you're going to get into a situation like that, you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. You cannot just get into an open marriage because you want excitement and whatever. Next thing, your wife is divorcing you for the man that she met. Now you're sad.
Don't you think?
But you're the one that came up with the idea. You get what I'm saying?
So we agree that it's a possibility.
Yeah, I definitely think it's possible.
So who was not strong
Hence,
between the two of you?
It was her, because she wasn't strong enough to let go of whatever she was feeling for the man. Hence, I say that you need to know yourself. Like, knowledge of self is like life after death, in the words of Most Def. you sit down with yourself and figure out, like, think about it clearly, like, with no disturbances. Like, do you think, knowing yourself, do you think you can pull this one off? Do you think, like, it can happen? You get what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
Hence, I was saying that I know with a man, I can definitely be in a polygamous situation with a man. Don't give a fuck about no niggas' feelings. But with a woman, I'm just like, no. I get too emotionally attached to women. With men, I'm just like, let's see where this is going.
Okay, but now...
So today, in the life of Musa with her nigga, what's going to happen? You know? Like, I'm never surprised, I'm never shocked when it comes to men. I'm always just like...
That's how little you think of us.
I don't, like...
But you also said, Musa, it's very weird that you're saying that because of... when you spoke, you and I one time, and then you were like, do you know lesbians or people within the gay community? They cheat amongst each other so much.
Not necessarily cheat amongst each other. I said the community is so small that you could find yourself dating your ex's ex.
But you also said that they cheat a lot.
No, they do, but it depends on the type of person that you are, just like any regular human being.
So why do you now label it to men?
What do you mean?
So it means that women are nothing, they're just trash.
That's like your feeling. Like, those are your feelings.
I'm just saying, based on how you're basing the whole argument.
Those are your feelings.
Based on how you're basing your argument.
My situation is based on my experiences, right? As my experiences with men or women, right? I'm talking about what I've experienced in those situations. And that's why I'm saying, mosa, kuwe. What I'm saying is, when it comes to niggas, I'm just like, I'm not surprised.
Tell me this, if you and Dini ever sat down and spoke about this whole conversation to be like, Dini, you and I, my darling, I love you to bits.
Is this like an interview about my relationship?
No, no. We're speaking about this. you also asked me about my relationship, right?
Yeah, sure. Do it. Go ahead.
You asked me again.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll respond.
Yeah. So did you ever like sit down and talk about this topic? Do you know subliminally, I don't have a problem actually being with or you having other partners?
We've had a conversation like that, but it came across as like, you know, when you like joking, but not joking. You get what I'm saying? We've had a conversation where one of us mentioned that, how would you feel?
Who was the one that to mention
I'm not going to say that. That's going too deep into my relationship. Why?
Bet you is Dini.
Why do you think that?
I bet you is Dini.
Anyway, one of us mentioned, how would you feel?
Silence means consent.
But it was more a hypothetical question.
Yeah, it's always like that.
How would you feel if ABCD did, and then the person responded like, absolutely not, I'm not playing that game. Yeah. And then the other person will also ask, so how would you feel if one day, not happening? No. Rather, let's let go. I think we both know in this relationship we are discovering our strengths, right? And our weaknesses. And we know, so far we know where we stand in terms of that situation or what course we want our relationship to take. You know, I'm all for things like polyandry, polyamory, or like all those other terms. I don't know. I'm what are they called? Pansexuals. What I heard, I forgot to actually make sure, what I heard about pansexual people is they date whoever. Doesn't matter whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're bisexual, whether you're trans, whether they just go for...
Just go.
Yeah. Whoever they like.
Damn.
They date.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I heard. Correct where I'm wrong, though.
Because of... listen, this subject that we're talking about is actually important, and I believe it's a subject that every other human beings should be having with their partner.
And
Do you understand?
it also goes into a lot about how you know yourself.
Yeah, because of and I realize that it's always uncomfortable for us to speak of these, but I think they will actually decrease the cheating. And
the suicide, the femicide, the GBV, like a lot.
It's gonna curb a lot because of now we're gonna be on par to like, okay, this is what my person thinks.
And
this,
the thing
is
is,
how far deep they can.
If one person doesn't want to do what you want to do, there are also like probably like 3 more out there that are willing to do what you want to do. So just move on to the next one. Like stop breaking people's hearts, stop lying to people, stop doing weird shit. Like just go out there and find the person that will do what you want to do.
And funny enough, yesterday when I was cuddling with my woman, she asked me that question. Yeah, she was like, "Anasemi, aje iemand het salji diamonds, salji milad Viet van diamonds." I'm like, I started laughing. She said, no, don't laugh.
You know what's so funny? I'm laughing because I saw a meme or something on Facebook or somewhere where a nigga said, you'll be cuddling with your woman and then she'll just ask you like this really
Random
intense,
shit,
uncomfortable question. Like she's laying there on your chest and then she's like, "Sir, tell me, if you had somebody else, would you let me know?" Because it's in that intimate moment.
Yeah.
So she's just like, "Tell me right now."
And then
and
you know for a fact that you got it. What's your answer? But at the same time, if you're not honest, she's gonna catch on, and she's gonna be a bitch about it.
It's weird, ne?
So
like it's like how
you
gotta
deal be
with
honest.
it.
There's no way
You're
out.
trying to spare her feelings, but also you're trying to spare her feelings by lying. But she's going to tell her that you're lying. But then you're going to tell her the truth. You're going to spare her feelings by telling her the truth. Then she's going to bitch about it. Like, it's just
a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, wow.
You're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
It's hectic. I think sometimes, like, I definitely do believe that sometimes as a man, being with a woman can be quite difficult because you don't know what to do because you're just like, shit, I'm in a corner right now.
You don't even know what they're thinking when they're asking such questions. You don't know what answer are they expecting from you. What is the right answer? What is not the right answer? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or how
the right
to
answer is the truth.
But okay, when you say that, when you say the truth, how to deliver the truth in a way that's not going to hurt them.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So you can just say, baby, I'm not saying that this is happening
by the way, I told her, okay, fine, I'll tell you. And she's like, okay, will you bring the woman here?
For what? Are we talking polygamy now, guys?
Where are we? I'm like,
what the hell?
I can say this is like me says me and me matters. But in a way,
plus,
it showed
definitely
me.
looks like she doesn't play no games.
She doesn't, by the way. Oh my lord. With a deep sigh.
I love her. She's my people.
In any case, but I think in a way, she was opening something that I didn't realize, that we should start talking to each other and being honest about the uncomfortable situations in our lives. Do you understand?
And it could save your relationship so much, so many problems and so much trouble. You know, if you just, and sometimes you're just having a conversation, not because it's your intention to do something, but just to get to even know your person better. Like, so what would you do if, you know, not to say you're going to do it, but
the conversation is always uncomfortable. But I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because of, as you say, that there are a lot of types of relationships.
I think there's anything that needs to happen that's actually comfortable.
Because there are different types of these type of relationships that we have in this world that we're living in, right? And then we cannot escape that they are there, and they're gonna influence how you view life. They're gonna influence your nature, they're going to influence your instincts and whatnot. So rather, though they are so uncomfortable, let's talk about them.
Sure.
Right? And then we'll grow from there. And I believe if we really like honestly practice that, as a people, as a couple, we're going to be like so strong and so impenetrable. Just look at the whole situation with Will and Jada, right? We as a people, we bashing them. We're like, oh, Jada, what? We're having opinions, and then blah blah blah. The media is painting this particular picture, but they, within their relationship, they're happy. Because of they spoke about whatever they need to speak about. Because of they realize that, okay, fine, in this life thing, there's love that starts the whole relationship. But love is not going to be the one that makes you guys be forever.
Sure.
If you say that we are in for the long haul, then we gotta think beyond the love.
Sure.
Because of this, where I know the love becomes, I don't want to say, okay, let me say about redundant.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
In terms of it doesn't stick that much for you to be able to carry, to persevere this whole ordeal that you're dealing with, which is a human, with this type of flaws, this type of mentality, this type of tendencies. But now if you think beyond the love, and be like, okay, this is a partnership also.
Sure.
So how do we make sure that when the love becomes redundant into us being together,
but also with
what
love,
do
babes, you must know that I am choosing every single day when I wake up in the morning. I'm choosing to love this person, right? I'm choosing.
Your love is a choice.
Yeah, I'm choosing to love this person, because once I stop choosing to love you, that's when it's gonna start fading, and then I'm gonna start feeling like, oh, Frank is so annoying. Oh my God, you know, yeah. That's what I think. I don't think things need to become boring. I just think there's certain elements that come into the relationship. So that doesn't mean that we stop loving each other. It just means that too much has gone down, or too much has changed, or you know, I've become a completely different person, and you're struggling to catch up to where I am, and I can't do this. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, to each their own.
To each their own, Lala. To each their own.
Let live and let love.
I actually learned a lot. I think we should do a part 2 of this conversation, whereby we invite someone.
Invite people.
Yeah, we invite people that are within that actually live in that situation.
Sure.
To actually hear from their side, what's their take, what's the challenges.
That would be fun.
You understand? To get to pick their brain, and for them to give me heads up. How do I say I want up? I want the other 2 by 1.
Don't waste your time. That's not going to happen.
Okay, a man can only dream. By On that note, we're signing out.
Remember, self-care, self-love.
Peace.